right, at this point, I will introduce our amazing closer of the conference. So her name is Deborah Berebichez. Debbie is the first Mexican woman to graduate from Stanford University with a PhD in physics. She co-hosts Discovery Channel's Outrageous Acts of Science TV show and appears as an expert on numerous international media outlets. Deborah was most recently the chief data scientist at Metis, where she led the creation and growth of exceptional data science training opportunities. She's an active speaker, presents several keynotes at data science conferences. I've actually heard her speak. She's amazing. Super excited to bring her up on stage here today. Debbie, welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
Hello, hello. I'm really excited to hear from you. I know your talk is about how we can change the world one equation at a time. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to hop off stage and take it away.
Thank you, Kate, and thank you everyone for being here. This is such a great conference. So I only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to get right to it. I have identified 4 qualities that people should have in order to succeed in data science. They are curiosity, resilience, perseverance, and most importantly, pay it forward. Notice I didn't say any technical chops or technical background. I really do believe that all those things you can pick up, but if you don't have these 4 main ingredients, then chances are you're not going to give it your all, and this is not going to be the right field for you. Let me share my story very briefly and show you how these 4 things played out in order for me to succeed in STEM. I was a very curious and inquisitive child growing up in Mexico City. But as part of a conservative community, the people around me told me, my parents, teachers in school, that I better pick a more feminine career because mathematics and physics, which interest me, were not right for a young girl. So with time, I learned to hide my love for physics and math and my curiosity about the world of nature around me. When high school came, my advisors in school were not really that open. And they told me, you better pick a more feminine career. And so I picked a BA in philosophy. And 2 years down the road, I decided that my hunger and my curiosity to know more about nature and mathematics was not going to go away. Behind everyone's back, my parents and everyone, I started to read books of obscure physicists that inspired me. And I thought maybe I won't be a very sociable being, but I'll have my science to be with me. So I applied to schools in the US because I had learned that you could do a double major. But I also thought it would be almost impossible because what we were paying for a private university in Mexico City was an 1/8 of the cost of what an American school would be. So I didn't think my parents would be able to afford it. I was extremely lucky to win a full scholarship to attend Brandeis University in Massachusetts. And there I attended my first physics course ever. It was an astronomy class, very general, almost no math. And I became friends with a teaching assistant, a graduate student by the name of Rupesh from India. And Rupesh and I became really good friends. And he saw that my eyes would light up every time I asked him questions about physics and math and classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. And he said that I truly had what was most important, which wasn't innate talent, but perseverance. And that what was most important to succeed in STEM was resilience, that the people who made it to the end were not the ones for whom obstacles didn't exist, because obstacles and challenges are part of everything, but most importantly are part of science, of the trial and error, and part of data science. He said the ones who succeed in the end are those who can get up every time they fall after a challenge, after an obstacle. And so Rupesh believed in me, and we went to his teaching advisor, Dr. Wardle, at the Brandeis department, and he said, we've done something like this with someone else in the past because I only had a scholarship for 2 more years as I was a transfer student. He said, look, we can make you fit. We can help you to fit the entire physics major that normally takes 4 years into 2 years by having you learn this book, and he handed me a book called Div, Grad, and Curl, which was an alien language to me at the time. If in 2 months we'll test you and you can pass the test, then we'll let you skip through the first 2 years of the physics major. And that's how Rupesh decided to believe in me and mentor me and tutor me for that entire summer so that I could skip the first 2 years of the physics major and finish my degree at Brandeis with highest honors. I always was thankful to Rupesh, and I wanted to compensate him for all that he did for me and made my dream come true. But he cited that when he was growing up in India, in Darjeeling, there was an old man who used to come to his town and teach him and his sisters tabla, the musical instrument, math, and English. And this old man brought to Rupesh the pay it forward mission, because he said, no, you can't ever pay me. The only way you could ever pay me back is if you do this with someone else in the world. And that is how Rupesh passed the torch of knowledge to me. And that's how my life's mission began, to encourage and inspire other minorities, especially women who, like myself, feel attracted to STEM, but who for some reason, whether it be social or financial, feel that they cannot achieve their dreams. After Brandeis, I went on to study with the Nobel Prize winner, Steve Chu, and another Nobel Prize winner, Bob Laughlin, at Stanford University. And I was told that I became the first Mexican woman to graduate with a physics PhD from Stanford. And that taught me that with that privilege came responsibility. And now I devote a lot of my time to devise workshops, mentorship programs, and TV and communication strategies to bring women up to speed in STEM, to not only enable their growth within the field, but to really succeed and take their careers to the next level. So as you see, my story is throughout interlaced with these 4 concepts of curiosity, resilience, perseverance, and pay it forward. I have seen many people come to data science, machine learning, AI, and even if they have all the technical chops to succeed in the field, they may not make it, and they may not stay in it for a long time if they're not curious enough, if they're not resilient, if they expect every aspect of their career to be positive, if they're not perseverant, because you need to really want to find the answer to a problem. So my advice to all of you who want to enter this field is to continue to be curious. Data science is about solving problems, not about learning some algorithms and that continually evolve, and programming languages, which of course are very useful. But it's about continuing your path in learning problem solving skills, whatever it takes. Domain expertise, more programming languages, different pilotings of your algorithms, different ways of mitigating bias. All of these things come to a mind which is curious and which is always trying to find the solution to a problem. Also, paying it forward. I can't tell you how many opportunities I have found and I have seen people find in the field of data science when people help each other. We're still kind of a novel field, and we're still finding our way in how to help corporations to really gain insights from the things that we can come up with. And so helping others and doing data for good is something that is still incredibly important. So I definitely encourage all of you to lend your time and volunteer your resources and your thoughts to help solve problems, whether it's on the ethical side of data science or it's on the quantitative side. Just donate your time, learn, network with everyone doing this, network as much as you can, and the right job with the right mentorship will land on your path. Thank you so much for your attention.
Awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much for that. I love hearing your story about Rupesh and paying it forward. It's truly a world I'd love to live in, where everyone is focused not on just getting, the programming and technical skills for data science, but where they're really focusing on being curious about the data that they're working with and paying it forward and helping the larger community. You're getting a lot of great comments and questions here, and people are encouraging each other to pay it forward, to humanize the world. They're saying it's a really inspiring story, and they're really resonating and relating to it. We have time for one question for you, Debbie, and a few people have asked, what's more important to start with, soft skills or technical skills when you're starting out in data science?
Well, I would say what gets you in the door is the technical skills. So I definitely recommend having a strong basis in that. And bear in mind that nowadays you can get that basis all on your own. And I actually transitioned from physics, mind you, it's a very quantitative area, but I transitioned to data science on my own by taking, online courses on how to translate these mathematics into algorithms and what we do in data science. But as long as you are, again, resilient and you try to solve a few problems on your own and you get the cadence and the rhythm with which people solve these kind of problems, I think that's enough. And really what will convince a firm to hire you is how well you blend those very quantitative skills with the soft skills. Communicating, these days, communicating your insights in entertaining and lay terms is so essential that you'll definitely stand out when it comes to comparing applicants with equal quantitative skills.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Debbie. And at this point, so we have like 2 minutes left for the conference. I'm just going to wrap up. So Debbie, thank you again so much for your time here today.